be releasing new music. It's going to be a 6-song album, which is not my normal, but it's going to be a 6-song album. And actually most of the music is done. I'm cleaning up some guitar and dropping some extra guitars because, guitars, probably this month, and next month it should go into mixing and mastering. And if anyone out there does album art, hit me up, because I've tried reaching out to a couple of artists for album art, and they ended up sending me AI slop. Like, if I wanted AI slop, I could do it myself. Thank you very much. But yeah, so if anybody out there would like to do some album art, reach out. So I do need some album art and some single art. But other than that, it's actually going ahead of schedule.
You just jinxed yourself.
I did just jinx myself, but I enjoy the challenge, let's say.
So on the last
I may
album,
not jinx myself. I used to be a project manager. I always came in on time and under budget. In New York City, by the way.
So on your last album, you had you had Seethe, you had Patrick on it.
Patrick, yes.
Are there any collaborations coming in on these next 2 releases?
There are not that I know of. Never say never. I didn't plan it. The album was actually this is so funny. So I have a voice coach now because now I sing. Actually, really sing, not what you heard on Black and White or Loveless Ruminations. I can actually sing now. It's great. But we did a show. Amy and I did a show last summer. And me being me, instead of trying to pick through songs that I had already written and come up with a set list, I just wrote the set list. I wrote 6 brand new songs to go onto the stage. So these are actually the songs that we're finishing up and releasing, because they've actually just been sitting around for 6 or 7 months. So I finally decided to release them.
Very cool.
No guests that I know of. Never say never, although I did reach out to Patrick again because the opera is getting dangerously close to being complete. You just have a few more lyrics to go, and then the music for the opera is completely done. So I have a full-length heavy metal opera written musically, working my way through the libretto. That's going to be very interesting. And I am going to do, a friend of mine and I are very much Shakespeare fans, because who isn't? And there are some things that just don't belong in the same sentence. And when my friend Kat called me and said, "Shadow Puppet Shakespeare," I said, "I'm in." Let's go. So the album that's going to be released in September is actually going to be Shakespeare lyrics done to heavy metal. And we're actually going to do a show where she's going to do her shadow puppetry to heavy metal Shakespeare.
I like it. I'm trying to picture it.
That's a thing that should never happen, but it's happening, and I love it. So that's the second new album that's coming out, and of course, because I don't have to write the lyrics, that's an easy album.
Before you move on to another thought, let's take our first break. We are going to listen to. Can you guess what I'm going to play next? Kind of hinted already.
You kind of hinted, probably Black Widow.
Yes, Black Widow off of Loveless Ruminations with DiGregorio featuring Seethe. And we will be right back. Hey, Spill, we are headed into segment number 2 of episode 813 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. With me is Suzie of DiGregorio. And I caught her off guard there. She was still talking.
I was still talking.
They couldn't hear you. Only I could.
It's all good. It's all good. It's that sometimes the moments between the segments are the best ones. I don't know what to say. The audience always misses those for some reason.
So Shadow Puppet Shakespeare.
Yes.
And metal. I'm still stuck on that.
As well, you should be. Actually, there is... Well, crap. If I had thought about it, I could have sent you that video. All right, I'll have to dig up the video and send it to you. But yes, we do have a video of the last Shadow Puppet Shakespeare performance that I've done. Yes, there were more than one Shadow Puppet Shakespeare performance. So the Shakespeare thing was actually really funny because I got into the Shadow Puppet Shakespeare when my friend Kat said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing, and I'm doing a full-length production of Shadow Puppets and Hamlet or Macbeth. One of the two. I think it was Macbeth." And she said, "I need music. Do you have any music that I could have?" Do I have music? Come on over. We'll pull out the external hard drive and go to town. And so she left that day with an actual thumb drive full of music. Next thing I know, I see something on Facebook that says I was nominated as the best sound designer of some kind of Shakespeare festival, Shakespeare club or something. I don't know. I was like, wait. No one reached out to me, so I don't think I won. But I was nominated for an award for Shadow Puppet Shakespeare. So, when you find a thing, you go with it. So that's how I got into the Shadow Puppet Shakespeare. And then we ended up starting kind of as a test. We did two shows where I actually showed up, sang and played live while she was doing the Shadow Puppets kind of behind me. And everyone seemed to like it. So we're gonna try it again. Now, a lot of my friends were like, "Wow, we really, really like the music, but the Shadow Puppet stuff was weird." And I was like, well, that's the point. That's why we do it. So there is a whole album coming out of Shadow Puppet Shakespeare. So that'll be September sometime. The show is actually September 26th, and it is at Broken Plow Western Martial Arts, Pittsburgh Sword Fighters, in beautiful, beautiful downtown Creighton, Pennsylvania. So that's going to be September 26th. And I'm actually doing a Christmas concert this year, which is exciting because I love Christmas music. I usually start listening to Christmas music right after Christmas and just keep listening to it all year because I just love it. So I'm kind of excited to be doing a Christmas show this year on December 19th. And because I didn't have enough with just that to do this year, I'm going to be re-releasing the entire back catalog. We're going to clean up to some of it. I'm pretty sure you heard some of the stories trying to get House of Gregory out. So let's just say it didn't go exactly as planned. So we're actually going to re-release House of Gregory the way it was intended to be released. And we are going to re-release Black and White, which was basically a one-off kind of suite. It's one piece. It's about 15 minutes long. And
I wasn't familiar with that one, but I saw it today. When I was, I don't know if I saw it on your website, DiGregorio.com, DiGregorio.com.
It's actually DiGregoriomusic.com.
Oh, well, let me fix that.
But it's Black and White was the album that snuck out. Black and White was the release that snuck out. That was actually the one that I put out right after my dad died. And it was really weird. I'd written it many, many years ago. Originally written it many years ago. Sudden grief, sudden loss. Someone died that I wasn't expecting to die. And after my dad died, no one was expecting to die. We all thought he was going to outlive us all. After my dad died, for whatever reason, that piece, the Black and White, just kept playing in my car stereo. Every time I got in, Black and White was playing. And I was like, okay, I'll release it. So, hurried up, cleaned it up, re-recorded some of the guitars. My bassist did some bass lines. We sent it to Bob Horwath this time, so there will be some keyboard lines going on with it. And there will be better vocals. Black and White was also the first time I tried to sing professionally. I suggest listening to the music.
So,
just saying, it's gonna be an ambitious year.
I'm looking, or attempting to look, at least. Let's see. Can you tell us a little bit more about the opera?
Oh, yes. So I'll be very, very vague because I don't want to.
Well, we have about 2 minutes, so in this segment.
So I'm going to be extremely vague. So it is a full-length heavy metal opera about Jack the Ripper. And I will say only this. I'm trying to keep it as historically accurate as possible while still being a bit entertaining. And when I say a bit entertaining, I mean so far everyone involved has a pretty dark sense of humor. So it should be pretty good.
Now, are you actually going to perform it as an opera?
That is the plan. The plan is that it is going to be performed. And I actually had a friend of mine sit down with me, Josh Parise, ironically, the guy who owns Pittsburgh Sword Fighters. Weird. It's weird how my world works. From Shadow Puppets to Pittsburgh Sword Fighters and heavy metal. Trust me, it all goes together. But he actually sat down with me. He, if you've ever been to Broken Plow, if you've ever been here, you know that Josh used to actually build and design movie sets. And so there are some amazing decorations and architectures and stuff over there at the old converted church. So he and I actually sat down one day and we went through every act of the opera and what was supposed to happen in the opera. And he helped me
storyboard it.
Kind of storyboard it. What's going to happen in each section? Because, I actually started out in classical guitar. So I'm a classically trained girl. And I'm actually studying classical voice right now. So, it started out in classical. So for an opera, most of it is people standing on stage and singing. And that was the vision that I had, this, opera. And he turned it into what we have been calling an operacle. So half opera, half musical, and it's going to be great.
No ideas when it's going to be released yet, though, right?
Target date right now, May of 27.
Okay. Right.
Target date right now, May of 27.
Pause there again. We're going to take another quick break. This time we are going to hear Inside the Cabin by Moonshine Vagabonds, which would be Megan Pennington and Craig Veltri, who put a thing together. Yeah, that. And then we're going to hear a song from Laura Rulo. She is from Greensburg and only 15. And I made her resubmit with her dad's signature. It's like, we're going to make sure that someone can actually sign off on this signs off on it.
Yeah, as you should.
Yes.
As you should.
And then we'll be right back with Suzie. I had to fix my Let's Rock thing there in the video. This is episode 813 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show with DiGregorio, and I fixed the website address, DiGregoriomusic.com.
Yes.
Little Italian there, right?
Yes, actually, my grandfather came over from both my grandparents came over from Italy, and Giovanni DiGregorio turned into John Decree at Ellis Island when somebody told him he needed a legal decree for something, and so he looked at whomever he was talking to and said, "Okay, my name's a decree." And we were all decrees. And it's funny because every single person, I think, in my dad's side of the family spells the name differently. Some of them spell it all as one word. Some of us spell it with a capital C, D-E, capital C, which is what I do. Some of us put spaces in between them like my brothers do. typical Ellis Island story. Pardon me, still got a little bit of the cold going on.
The change in my last name was they changed the first A to an O in Damiano.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot closer than DiGregorio and Decree.
Yes.
I mean, I guess at least they both still start with D. I don't know.
My best friend's name, last name was Frederick, but it was actually Federico.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow they added R's and dropped letters and put a K in there.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Okay, so let's see. Trying to think if I've come up with any questions. I've asked you the pizza question a bazillion times, so that's not happening tonight. And
the pizza question.
And we probably outlasted all your Who's Your Dave Grohls. So,
right?
Let's see. I don't know if I had asked you this one. Have I asked you about sitting down to dinner with 4 different people?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you can sit down at dinner, and you have a DeLorean from one of the past episodes you've been on.
Yeah.
So you can sit down and eat dinner with any 4 people in the history of the world. The only caveat is at least one of them has to be a musician. Who are you going to bring to the dinner table with you and watch them interact and ask questions and all that fun stuff?
All right. The first 2 people I'm going to sit down to dinner with are Mozart and Shakespeare, because I have never seen 2 artists who make fun of everyone so blatantly ever. It's so funny. If you look at you read Shakespeare, if you really understand Shakespeare, he's literally making fun of everyone who's not Shakespeare. He writes the most eloquent dick jokes in history. It's great. It's great. Mozart, all of his music, making fun of people, and it's great. The thing that I always go to is, and I can see Mozart doing it, the scene from Amadeus where his mother-in-law is yelling at him, and he's looking at her, and as she's talking, it's just turning into the Queen of the Night, the aria from A Little Night Music, Eine kleine Nachtmusik, and he's like writing it as she's yelling at him. I can actually picture both of them doing that, and I love that. It's just instead of turning it nasty, they've turned it into art, and I think that is beautiful. So those are the first two that I'm going to sit down with. Let's see, who else would I sit down with? Interesting question. Who else would I sit down with? I don't know. I might just do all musicians. I would love to sit down with Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday was a phenomenal talent, and oh my goodness. Still actually one of my influences to today. Billie Holiday. And probably Charo, although Charo is still alive. But Charo is actually the reason I started playing guitar.
Very cool.
So I think I would go with all musicians.
I always try and picture what that interaction is going to be like.
Yeah, it's funny. I have a CD box set from Decca that was one of the previously unreleased of Billie Holiday, and it was before she got into heroin and before the music scene ruined her, the jazz scene of the 30s and 40s ruined her. And there's such a difference in her voice from the decade years before she hit the road, before she was on the bus, before she was doing the heroin, and after. And it was just, it is an amazing difference. And if you can find that box set or you can find some early Billie Holiday, definitely recommend. Awesome talent.
We have about 3 minutes. Let's see.
I'm sure I do 3 minutes worth of something.
Wow. I have done very little talking today.
Answered all of your questions.
Let's see. Would you, given the chance with that DeLorean, go back in time and actually try and find Chuck Berry after his cousin Marvin calls him?
Huh? Would I try and go back and find Chuck Berry? I don't know. I think coming from my first introduction to guitar, my first introduction to guitar was Mel Bay. A book that should have never been written. But anyway, when I started seriously getting into guitar, I went classical. So I'd probably go back further than Chuck Berry, because I'd want to go back to the Renaissance period, the Baroque period, when they were writing all those pieces that I loved to meet. I played many years, lots of Sylvius Leopold Weiss's lute pieces for guitar, arranged for guitar. So he's always been, I probably play them poorly. I'm not a very great classical guitarist, but he has, I'd probably go back to there. I don't know if I'd go back to Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry is certainly
a step in the evolution.
He is again an amazing talent. The man was amazing. And when I was little, when we first moved to Evans City from Philly, when we first moved out here, my cousin somehow or other had left boxes and boxes of cassette tapes with my parents. Not sure how that happened. I was like 7. I didn't care. I was like, ooh, music. And a lot of the tapes that he left were the 50s and 60s stuff. So there was a lot of Chuck Berry. There was a lot of There was some BB King. There was a lot of Steely Dan, which, by the way, I'm really surprised now that I understand Steely Dan lyrics that my parents actually let me listen to them. But that's beside the point. There was a lot of like Steely Dan, and there was a lot of older stuff. The FM soundtrack, I think, was on there. It was the first time I ever got to hear Linda Ronstadt do. I think it was like one of the first times. Poor Pitiful Me. It was one of the first times I heard Linda Ronstadt, who is actually now in my gigging repertoire. So Chuck Berry is an awesome talent, and he's one of the innovators. The jazz is basically the blues train and the classical train having a head-on collision, right? That's jazz. You get the musicianship from the classical side. You get the feeling and the blue notes, the articulations from the blues side. And Chuck Berry turned that up to 11.
Yeah, I like that description.
Turned it up to 11.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 30 seconds tops. What's the last thing you want to throw out there for the listeners and the viewers?
Oh, keep a lookout. Working on open my social media, because I do a lot of releases and I do very little social media. So I'm working on getting up there. So look for the DiGregorio. I think I'm probably going to change all the handles to DiGregorio Music right in the next couple of days, because right now it's kind of all over the place, because different places have different rules and different places let you change things, different places let you not change things. So I'm going to aim for DiGregorio Music everywhere. But Facebook, YouTube, all the places, like, follow, say hi. I'm very friendly. I say hi back.
Hey, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight.
Hey, Bill, thanks for having me. It's always so much fun, especially when I don't have to, get caught by Amy halfway up at the Erie and get, oh, by the way, you're going on live with me tonight.
All right, so
I can make fun of her because she forgot to log in.
Oh, if only it was recorded.
Right?
All right, so we have two more tracks for you tonight. We have, and they're both new to the show. We have Bernice Marsala and her song Music Box, and Rebecca Snyder, The Fiddle Player Stays. And I listened to about half of that last song, and it's about her stealing a fiddle player from a different band and not letting him go back. I liked it.
How'd you do?
It's very, very country. On the
very,
rock
very
show.
Country.
With that said, we're going to head off into the evening, and make sure you check us out each and every Monday. Hey, we are at the end of the show, and that means that I am about to spin the wheel that you see right above my head. And the winner will get 2 tickets from Dusty Entertainment to go see No Resolve with Shallow Side and Above Snakes on Sunday, February 22nd. That show is at the Craft House and all ages. I had 3 people sign up: Nikki Praza, Mike Whittington, and Keith Laydig. I'm going to hit shuffle 2 times and spin. And the name it lands on will be our winner. Nikki Praza. You know how this works. Keep an eye on your email, and you will get an email from me and then a follow-up email from Drusky Entertainment telling you how to get the tickets from them. If this is the first time you're seeing this, you don't know how it works, go to musicfromthe412.com/contest to enter for a chance to win 2 tickets to a future Drusky Entertainment concert.